Welcome to my first tutorial. Today we'll be learning how to draw an eye that's pretty basic without too much detail. I am using an app called Procreate, so if you're using a computer or an iPad like I am, this might be a better tutorial for you rather than one that's just using pencil and paper. And if you are using pencil and paper, then you can still watch, but it might not be the best because I'm not using those materials. So you want to start off with a pretty thin pencil or pen. You want to make a wide circle or half circle, and then we're going to add a line over it on top. This will make the iris, which will hold the pupil, which is inside there. Then we're going to draw a line over it, which will be the upper eyelid. Then we're going to make a really small, roundish kind of point, and we will continue on with the bottom eyelid. What we want to do, and that can be a continuous line or not. Crease lines, which will be lines just above the eyelid, which will sort of complete the eyelid's look. It'll just be over the line, just like that. And then we'll draw one under it too. I know when I was younger, I used to think that you have to make lines in the iris in order to make it look like an iris. That's not quite what you do. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to not draw those lines, and you'll want to just use a thicker pen or marker or pencil or whatever that will fill in the eye pretty good. Something thicker like that. I'm going to make my eye brown. So I will insert a picture here just for reference. You can make that a bit smaller. And we'll put it in the corner so it's not in the way. Sorry for the background noise, by the way. These are the lines that you don't want to draw, even though it kind of looks like there are lines there. But you want to take a thicker pen or marker, and you just want to fill in the iris with whatever color you've chosen. You just want to make sure that's like nice and clean and not like super messy. And you want to draw sort of like a darker line around the eye. Even if you have really light eyes, there's sort of like this line around your eye right there. If you have really dark eyes like mine, then you'll see a darker line there. And you'll just want to fill that in, make it the color you want. And that eye might be a bit too dark in order to show detail on. So I'll just make it a bit lighter. If you do want your eye to be darker, then you can just add. You don't have to add anything to make it lighter, but if you do want to add like a lighter tint there, you can, like that. But I'd much rather just draw my eye with a lighter color and then go on from there. So I'll just redraw or recolor that eye with the lighter color, so it's easier to show a bit of detail there. And your entire eye doesn't have to completely be like the exact same shade of that color. And you can just sort of play around the shading and the coloring of the iris. And you can add the pink for the tear duct. That is in the corner of your eyes, what that little dullish point part of your eye is. And again, if your iris still isn't perfect, you can add a bit more color into it. And now we're just going to add the black of the pupil, which is almost always black. So you can just add a little black dot in there, color it in. So at this point, we can just add the glare of the eye, just like the sparkle in someone's eye. And it's usually just like around the pupil, it's like right around there. You can sort of perfect the glare. That might also be like a harder thing to do if you haven't done it before. What we'll do now is we'll just add the whites to the eye, which can be slightly gray, but not too gray like that. It can just be a bit It can just be slightly darker white. It doesn't have to show that much. You can even leave it blank or not really color it in at all if you don't want. Now, I usually don't add like the veiny parts of the eye, like those little like red lines, little like blood vessels in your eye right there. You don't add those because they aren't always most noticeable, especially if you're just doing like an illustration. They really don't have to be there. But like say like it's a really angry, like tired person, like when SpongeBob gets really angry, his eyes start bulging and you can really see the visible lines or the blood vessels in his eye. But I usually don't add those, and as you can see, I'm like really struggling with those. That's why I don't add them. And you really don't have to if you don't want, but if you're drawing someone that's really angry, then you might want to. Something else I really don't draw is that line, like in the eyelid. I don't really draw that because it's kind of hard. And I do a lot of illustrations. I don't really do completely realistic drawings of like people, so I don't really have to worry about that. Just like with the blood vessels. But if you want to, you can. If it really matters to you, if you're doing like a realistic drawing, you might want to. I'm not the best at that. I would check out another tutorial that's a bit more detailed and less illustrative. Now we will do the eyelashes, and for those you want to use most likely a darker color. If your hair is lighter, you would use blonde or red. And you'll take a thin pin, using the technical pin again, and you don't want them to be pointing in different directions. You want to keep them all pointing in the same direction. And if you do it the other way, they're just going to look weird, like how they look on my eye right now. They're just kind of like all scattered around and they don't look very good. We'll just sort of keep them in the same direction. You don't want them all over the eyelid. That'll also make them just look weird. They're much longer and darker on the side that is like away from the tear duct. So you'll just add them there. If your eye or your person is wearing mascara, then your eyelashes will be darker and they'll look longer. I think that's the deal with the picture in the corner. And I'll just redo them again because I messed up. If you haven't noticed, I'm not that good of an artist, so. And so, what you want to do now is you want to add if the eye you're drawing has mascara, then your eyelashes will be darker. And now we will draw the skin around the eye. And if you have lighter skin, then you most likely might use like a pink or some other color that's close to that. I'm using like a peachy pink color to go around the eye, and you might cover up your eyelashes if you did them before. I would actually advise them doing afterwards. Or you could just lower the opacity on the brush, and then it won't look like you have skin over your eyelashes. And so you just fill that in around the eye, and you will go above and under the eye, fill it in. I'm not really drawing a face, so I don't have to worry about like going any further. And you want to like add some darker lines around like the crease lines, because that's where they get darker. And you might add a bit of shading just around those creases, like above and under the eye. And if you're doing a cartoon or illustration, you might not have to really add a bit of shading around or above the eye. I'm adding eye rest to my picture. I'm using a thin pin. It's called a technical pin. And of course, it's only on Procreate. If you're using a different app or software, well then you can just use a thin pen. Any thin pen will probably work well. I'm using a darker color because I want my eyebrows to be dark. But of course, if you have like lighter hair, then you would want to use, well, you might have to use a lighter color for your eyebrows. But this depends on the color of the eyebrows in the picture. What you don't want to do is you don't want to draw shapes, because if you draw shapes, then you limit your freedom to like actually make a good shape. So don't draw shapes. Just draw every individual strand. I know it sounds a bit tedious, but it's not as hard as it sounds. And eventually, if you can master one eyebrow, you can sort of master any other eyebrow. You just have to put the little strands of hairs in the right places. Because some people have like bushier eyebrows, so you would use maybe like slightly longer hairs that are a bit more scattered about and less like even and perfect looking. And if you have like really like tamed eyebrows, unlike mine, you would want to just make your little strands very perfect. And even. So you most likely wouldn't want to use your shape unless you were like doing a cartoon, then that would be better. But if you're drawing like a realistic eye, drawing a shape for the eyebrows isn't the best choice. So this video is about over. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Feel free to give criticism or feedback. I know many people won't watch this video, but if you do, comment if you want me to make another video like this. If a lot of people seem to like this video, I'll definitely do another one. So for now, goodbye, and I hope you watch my next video.